as you know, we are a solo shuffle enjoyer. We are a retail enjoyer, but we have made videos. We've made a few videos with our concern regarding long queue times. As you can see in the top left-hand corner of my screen, we got a 24-minute queue time. And a big reason why is because there's so many people that don't want to heal. Lots of people want to DPS, and nobody wants to heal. Now, there's a few reasons for that. If you guys have seen my one of 100 videos, and maybe we could put those videos, in the description so you guys can check it out. But Absterge has made a forum post, and I told him that I would read this forum post, make a video about it, and kind of signal boost it a little bit about his experience in solo shuffle as a healer and some of the problems that he has. Because, and if you guys don't know who Absterge is, I'll give you a little bit of background on him. He is an AWC healer. He's been around in the competitive scene for a really long time. Not only is he a really good healer, but he's also just a really good player in general. So he plays DPS classes also. He recently did a challenge where he got, I think, 2,400 on every single healer in solo shuffle. I think he's currently over 2,500 on every single healer in solo shuffle. So he's got a lot of experience on all the healers. He's played at BlizzCon, et cetera, et cetera. But something interesting happened where he decided to make an alt rep paladin. And despite, his qualifications, of, literally healing at BlizzCon and, getting every single healer spec to 2,500 and being one of the top rated healers in the game for years and years and years and years, he made a rep paladin. And on his rep paladin, in just like a few short weeks, maybe 1 week, was able to surpass the rating of every single one of his healers. And you might think that's a little weird, because it is a little weird. But basically what's going on is it is significantly harder to gain rating as a healer. So people just don't want to do it. It is a more difficult thing to do. It is a more frustrating thing to do to be a healer. The only benefit you have is that your queue times are shorter, but a lot of people just don't even bother because it's significantly harder to gain rating. And based off the way the rating system works, if you happen to get a healer that's lower, it's about a 50-50, right? You have a 50% chance that someone's going to be higher MMR than you and a 50% chance that they're going to be lower. And if they're lower, you get completely screwed in your lobby. So I'll bring up his forum post right now and we can read it. So we have My Solo Shuffle Experience by Golden Guardian Dumpy, aka Absterge. So let's make this real big and we'll do some story time. All right, here we go. I'm making this post to talk about my experience with Shuffle and what has caused the most frustration while playing the bracket. Introduction of a solo queue mode in WoW has been a fun one, but there are a few things that make the negatives outweigh the positives and create a feeling that I'm wasting my time. There are a few topics that I'll go over briefly, causing me to feel this way. All right. So the first one, losing MMR in any lobby in which I win 3 rounds or more. Whether I'm playing DPS or healer, it's extremely demoralizing to invest time for the queue and the shuffle match just to gain 0 MMR, or even worse, lose MMR after effectively winning a lobby. So what I'll say about that is I do think if you go 3-3 in your lobby, you shouldn't always gain MMR, but I think you shouldn't lose MMR. And I think that would be a good way to like slowly inflate things. But yeah, I really don't think that you should be losing MMR, especially in some cases significant MMR as a healer if you're tying the lobby. Countless times I spent trying to push rating on a class and even after winning 5 rounds, the most in the lobby, the game decides I'm not good enough and I'm deducted points. I can understand not gaining large amounts of MMR for winning 3 or 4 rounds, but it makes my progression feel stagnant when lobbies I win result in losing MMR. Yeah. 4-2. Let's see these screenshots. I'll open these up. He went 4. Oops. This is the first screenshot. This is where he went 4-2. And you can see he lost 1 MMR. So he won 4 rounds and lost 1 MMR, which is pretty remarkable. Makes no sense, right? Like you went 4-2 and you lost MMR. So this is what we're talking about. Really silly. And then the second one, this one, he went 3-3 and lost a lot of MMR. So not only did he lose a lot, not only did he not gain anything, but he lost a lot of MMR. He's basically just an MMR siphon for the healer that was a little bit lower than him, which I don't think is right. So those are some examples. The 2 links above are 2 of many examples of either winning 4 and 6 wins or tying a lobby and losing MMR. Each player has an impact on what happens in shuffle. So if I tie or win the lobby, why am I still punished? The way MMR currently works makes me feel stagnant in pushing rating and quickly takes away from any motivation to play more. Yep, 100%. And right now, I do think MMO players in general are very... They are... How do I want to say this? Everyone wants that feeling of progress. And perhaps in the past, one of the feelings of progress you got was acquiring gear, right? But now I think the progress people want the most throughout the season is actually seeing their rating go up. You know, feel like they play, they get their better gear, you know, they're getting in improvements, they're getting better at the game, and throughout the season they're going up in rating, but it can be really, really difficult with how kind of deflated the season is and these current systems that are in place. And because we're not really seeing, because it's so easy to gear now, you don't have that same kind of feeling of progression with gearing. So like the only progression feeling you get is your rating and your rewards that you get for that rating, right? Next. So point number 2. Conquest and honor rewards tied to winning 3 rounds or more. So this is a big one. So I'll just read what he says, and then if I need to, I can elaborate. Shuffle is one of the better ways to gear with the amount of honor and conquest you can obtain when gearing a new character or spec. However, the reality of this is that it's extremely difficult to generate 3 wins or more when learning or gearing a new character. The sense of wasting time mentioned earlier comes from this as well. I've had many days where I'm playing a new class, and after playing 5 shuffles, I've earned 150 conquest. This causes a lot of frustration, especially when those shuffles occur with me winning 2 rounds and barely losing a 3rd one. Once you factor in the time spent in queue and playing the match, I've effectively gained 150 conquest after 4 or 5 hours of playing the game, sometimes longer. It's hard enough to win in shuffle on a new or lesser geared character. Why am I required to win 3 or more for a small amount of conquest and honor? It's hard to continue wanting to play when I have a shuffle with 1 or 2 wins and leave with 0 conquest, and 100 honor is my reward. So basically, if you don't know, most of you probably know what shuffle is, but in shuffle you play 6 rounds, okay? And in my opinion, the way it should work is every single one of those 6 rounds that you win, you should get a little bit of conquest and a little bit of honor. That's how I feel. If you win a round within that shuffle, you should get conquest and you should get honor. But the way it currently works is if you do not get at least 3 wins, you are considered a loser and you get nothing. So imagine like learning a new spec or being undergeared and playing in these lobbies and winning 2. Like exactly what he said. Imagine you win 2 rounds. Then you have like maybe the last round, you're 2 and 3, and you could maybe win another one. It's really, really close, and you lose. And you just invested 30 minutes in a queue, 25 minutes in the game. You were as close as you could be, and you got nothing. So I do think they need to change the way they reward conquest for shuffle. In my opinion, if you win a singular round in shuffle, you should get conquest points. And I cannot think of a single reason why that would not be the case. So I 100% agree with him there. Next. Both of the above can occur when a player leaves the shuffle match before all rounds are completed. Changes have been made to try to combat leavers in solo shuffle, but unfortunately, there will always be someone that leaves eventually. Even though this is the case, I don't see why the remaining players are still punished so severely when someone decides to leave. Similar to my other experiences with wasting time, it doesn't feel good to have someone leave after sitting a long queue and be rewarded with 0 conquest again. It also doesn't feel good to have a slow start, losing the first couple of rounds, and if someone happens to leave, the game decides you deserve to lose MMR despite not having a chance to end the lobby strong. So I think I could be wrong about this, but I think if somebody leaves a shuffle, even if you've gotten over 3 wins, you don't get anything. Is that true or false? Because I think it might be true, but I'm not 100% sure on that one. If somebody leaves a game, I think there's just no conquest rewards at all. But I could definitely be wrong about that. I think that's true, but I'm not sure. So I'm not gonna die on that one, you know, whatever that expression is. But I do think it really sucks because I've had this happen to me as well, where like maybe there's like a DPS carry or a healer carry, and it's like very clear that there's a healer that's very good and a healer that is gonna lose. Okay? And you start off the game playing 2, maybe even 3 rounds with the healer that is going to lose, inevitably, and then somebody leaves. So you didn't get even a chance to battle it back and, you know, pick up your wins and at least go 3-3 and win with the healer that won. But instead, you just end up getting a huge punish on your MMR and rating. Now, I get why they have to do that, but I wonder if there's a better way to deal with it, because it does kind of suck if there's like a clear carry in the lobby or a clear grenade in the lobby, and you get stuck with them early on, and then somebody leaves the game, and you just kind of get screwed. I've enjoyed Shuffle a lot this expansion. It's been nice to be able to log on WoW like any other game where I can simply log on and hit the Q button. 100% agree with this. Yeah, let's keep going. The negative experience that I had, however, make it harder to want to play the game more because it feels like I'm punished more than I'm rewarded. Solo Shuffle has shown a lot of potential for PvP and has brought many eyes towards Arena, but I feel like once players, myself included, experience these downside, they decide it's not worth the time investment and quit playing. A lot of posts have been made by Blizzard stating they keep an eye out for what could be done and I hope my experience, the similar experience of others, and this post helps make the fixes more apparent. Thank you for anyone who took the time out of their day to read this post. It is greatly appreciated. So, yep, a good post here by Absturge. I think he has been very frustrated with Solo Shuffle, someone who plays a lot. And Absturge is very similar to me, where he just wants people to play the game and have fun, right? Like sometimes it feels like there's very obvious things that could be done to just make it so it's a more fun experience for everybody. And I would say, I want to conclude a little bit by saying, I know that Solo Shuffle ratings have been intentionally minimized compared to Season 1. So in Season 1 of this expansion, Solo Shuffle ratings went crazy. And I think you could make an argument, but maybe they went a little bit too crazy. But I think if you have 2 evils, like if there's 2 evils where rating goes absolutely crazy and everybody's getting their peak high ratings and people are getting rewards like crazy, and you know the season is constantly going up and the season ends at 3,600, versus a stagnant season where nobody's going up in rating, nobody's getting rewards, people can't climb. I think that is way worse. I would rather have a system where people are actually going up in rating in Solo Shuffle, and the end of the season, you know, the top players are 3,600 as opposed to 3K. Just because I would rather people like be able to get the rewards. And I think at this point it's pretty clear. I love 3v3. I've said this. I love 3v3. I'll always love 3v3. It's the reason I fell in love with World of Warcraft. But I also am someone who interacts with the community a lot, and I think Solo Shuffle has been a godsend for a lot of people because they can finally play Arena. So it feels weird to kind of intentionally sabotage that a little bit. Like add this new game mode of Solo Shuffle and then sabotage it a little bit and make it way harder for people to actually gain ratings and collect the rewards, especially in the case of healers. And when healers are screwed, we're all screwed. I think that's the most important thing to remember. If we want anyone to be happy in this game, it's healers. Because if healers are happy, then we can all play faster and we don't have to sit 21-minute queues. As you can see, for the entire duration of this YouTube video, I have been in a queue, and it is still not popped. So we'll see how long it takes, but let's take a look at some comments also. This guy says, 1 hour, 10 minutes, you're never getting back. Yep. Oh crap, it's Absturge. I found not losing to be a good way to alleviate a lot of issues mentioned. This guy is a psycho. This guy, I just want to show you guys this. I need to show you guys this. For everyone, like if you guys are from my Twitch stream, you probably know this, but I want to show you this guy. This guy is actually crazy. And yeah. This is this guy. Look at how many ults he has. These are his enhancement shaman ults. He has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. He has 18 enhancement shaman alts. And you can see them here. Like, look at them. I don't get it. This guy's actually, I don't know what's going on. He's a funny guy. What the hell? All right. This guy says he's the best streamer. You should definitely sub to his channel. He speaks facts daily. Perfect. Wrong character. He was limited to 3,000 words and 3 pages. You want to type more. He's the best streamer. Should definitely sub to his channel. Damn, there's a lot of sellouts here. Then you always have someone like this, right? He says, in the case of a 3-3, it makes sense that it would stabilize your MMR positively or negatively. It's horribly unfair, though. Yeah, it's rough out there for healers. So yeah, it does suck. I'm a firm believer that if you go 3-3 as a healer, you shouldn't lose MMR. I genuinely believe that. I think it adds a feeling of randomness to the system, where if you are the healer that is lower, the 3-3 is a great benefit to you, and if you are a healer that is higher, then it screws you, you know? So I would rather just be like canceled out, honestly, in the case of a 3-3. Or the lower healer just gains a little bit and the higher healer doesn't lose anything at the very least. Thank you for helping me improve in PvP. Yeah, gearing a new character in Soul Shuffle, in my experience, is a complete and total waste of time. Between the 30-minute queue and struggle to get through wins while being undergeared is too big of an obstacle. Better off tanking that 2's rating to 1k MMR and spamming queues. Also, what is up with getting thrown in 1900 lobbies on a brand new character? That is another one that is really, really goofy. I'm sorry to say, but like, it's pretty crazy. This happened to me on my Moonkin, where like, I'm super undergeared on my Moonkin, and I guess I kept rating from my previous I kept my rating from the previous season, and despite not playing Moonkin the entire season, I was put in a 2600 lobby. I'm just an undergeared Moonkin that has no practice at all, and for some reason, like, your MMR just slowly goes up every week. So if you don't play a character for a long time, your MMR just goes crazy, and you get put in these ridiculous lobby. I feel like you got to be, I don't know. I feel like you should have to climb up. I don't think people should start in like 2K lobbies. It's just, I don't know. That's my personal opinion. Anyways, you guys let me know your thoughts. I've made a million of these videos. I want to signal boost this because I do think healers having a bad time in Solo Shuffle is what causes this, which makes it so everybody has a bad time in Solo Shuffle. So we'll put a link to this post if you guys want to go interact with it, give it a like, give us up. But yeah. All right, cool. Thanks for watching.